As springs turned into summer, I started turning my attention towards deer hunting, to setting up stands, running trail cameras, and getting ready for the upcoming fall season. Starting in July, I start shooting my bow in my backyard, making sure we're ready for the upcoming season. During those hot summer months, I'm putting up tree stands, feeders, putting up trail cameras, all in anticipation of that season to start in September. Like most hunters, I have several hunting areas, so I'm putting out trail cameras and cornering each one to see who shows up. Alright, I have my half mineral block out here, put some corn around, got my camera up. This is late June, so we'll see what happens, see if we got any good bucks starting to come in here. Cameras and feed out, now we're waiting for those pictures of big bucks to come streaming in. And they did come in, got a lot of nice bucks on camera, and I got excited for the season. And I got some good bucks on camera, so when opening day got there on September 14th, I was excited and full of anticipation. It's opening day of deer season 2024, September 14th. I'm hunting a spot I've seen several good bucks on. I had great anticipation for this evening, or at least this week. So we'll see what happens. About a half hour before dark, one of my shooter bucks approached the feed station. This is a picture of him on the trail camera, and he was a good one. He was 11 pointer with split brows, and he came into my position, but he was facing me, and I don't want to take those straight on shots, so I kept waiting for him to turn to give me a better angle for a shot. He was very nervous and spooky. There were blustery, swirling winds going around, and at one point he ran off, and then he came back a little while later, and I kept waiting on my shot. Then apparently the wind swirled and they caught a whiff of me, and they turned and ran off. Then 4 days later, I was at that same location, but in the morning and in a different stand, when a big 8-pointer came in. One of the biggest 8-pointers I've ever seen. Heavy, mature buck, and he came in this time facing me. He's inching his way closer, and I'm waiting for a shot, for him to turn or give me some kind of angle. Then the unexpected happened. One of the does blew, and everybody took off. He looked around, and he took off too, ending my chances of getting him. I kept hunting that spot, but the biggest buck I saw was this young 9-pointer. The season went on, and I kept looking for bucks to hunt. Early in the season, I took a few does if I got the chance. In early October, this nice 9-pointer came by, giving me a shot. It was tempting, but he looked a little too young. I was waiting on a bigger one. Then later, a doe came by, and I nailed her. In late October, this good-looking buck came by, and I decided to take him. He was a 10-pointer with split brows and field dressed 160 pounds. That hunt is profiled in this video. Then November came, and the woods came alive with color and with deer. I kept hunting almost every day, checking cameras, moving stands, seeing some bucks, but not the right one, or at least the one that was in range. In mid-November, I started getting trail camera pictures of this buck, and I went in to hunt him. That morning, I had 3 small bucks coming and going, walking around while I'm looking for the bigger buck. After watching the little bucks for a while, I turned to look behind me and saw my target buck heading my way. I immediately turned my attention that direction and got ready for the shot. It's November 18th, and I just tagged out in Georgia. I saw 3 little bucks come and go, and then a bigger one came walking in from behind me. He came up to about 10 yards, and I shot him. I don't have real good footage of it because he was close. I didn't want to spook him, but I shot him, and he ran maybe 70 yards, and I saw him fall. I see him over there now, so. This is where he was when I shot him. Here's my arrow. After about, say 20-30 yards, it came out of him. But it was a complete pass-through. And he's right up there. Yeah, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. The buck was quartering to me when I shot, so I hit him right here. That's the entry hole. And so then it came out right here. That's the exit hole. You know, in a downward trajectory, of course. Didn't go but about 60, 70 yards.